Hey guys, so I'm pretty much done working on the build and it's been lasting really well. I ended up making a lot of adjustments to the build, but for the most part it's been for the better. As you can see, I have some really juicy AoE explosions now with quite respectable single target and tankiness. It's definitely not as tanky as it seems though. It can take some big hits, but it's quite hard to recover the life back in time, especially during like a boss fight. But it's been fine because of the high DPS and freezing. It's a little crazy though that this is like quite low investment version of the build. You could for sure throw another 1000 divines into the build if you wanted to and just scale it into infinity, but I would rather save up for another build. Okay, so this is the build. I ended up getting level 92. As you can see, I have way more stats now. I also got my 4th lab and I went for a gem slotted. I think this is really strong for the build because I'm using a lot of different skills. Ice Strike, Tempest Spell, Charge Staff. I also want support gems in my Herald of Ice, so yeah, just a no-brainer to go gem slotted. I also swapped back to lightning damage, non-crit, because the main reason is because this point right here, Lightning Rod, this is like stronger than all the crit investment that I had before. So really strong passive point. There's also one more here as well, which is Wildstorm. This is like a multiplier to your damage, which is yeah, just really crazy. The problem is with lightning damage, you cannot shock, you cannot freeze now for the explosions. But there's a really easy fix to that. You go 3 dragons. This makes it so lightning damage can freeze now, so that solves that. I can still get the really amazing explosions and stuff. The only downside is I can't shock, which doesn't really matter. I have a lot of damage already. And for the passive tree, I optimized it a lot. I've gotten a lot of jewel sockets. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 jewel sockets. And all of them are really simple. They're not expensive at all. I have like 1 or 2 good mods on it, but the main thing is I have a corrupted version with intelligence or strength on them, so all of my jewels have corrupted strength or intelligence on them, and this really adds up. It's like an extra over 100 stats in the jewels. And the main mod I went for jewels is just AoE, Rage, like freeze build up, like 1 or 2 good mods. Nothing too expensive at all. But the main thing I went for was AoE. And for the passive tree, it's still the same thing. I just want to prioritize getting as much stats as possible, so I went all the way up for Ingenuity. I went here for Proficiency. I went to the left side to grab like the Beef. And also these points are really strong for Strength. And that's pretty much all I did. There's like only a couple points that are not for stats, which are obviously Resonance. I still need Power Charges to keep up Charge Staff. And I also went 3 points into Hefty Unit. I think this is really strong. A lot of ways that I died was I just got stun locked, but because we have so much strength, it means we pretty much never get stunned with this thing. Really strong for survivability. And other than that, yeah, it's just stats, get the jewel sockets, and nothing too special. I did anoint Spaghettification for 7% more attributes. This is really expensive. It's like 5 divines for the one of the like distill thingies. But I only got this recently. The whole time I've been using this instead, Titanic, and this was really cheap to anoint. But yeah, for the gear, it's pretty much the same thing. I have a staff. I swapped this to a better corrupted version with more weapon damage. And I also went for penetration jewels because I have so much flat damage already from the gloves. And obviously I'm using 3 dragons. And the rest of the gear is just rares with resists. And I'm also using a body armor, unique body armor, that gives me extra attributes and life. This is really strong. I get like 2000 life from the body armor and a lot more stats. And that's pretty much it. Let's do like tier 16. playstyle, same shit. You just keep up your charge stuff. Most of the time I use Ice Strike, because you only really need to kill one mob to start the explosions. I am using Herald of Ash. I think it's overkill. I think it just makes the explosions look like nicer. You could for sure skip this if you wanted to. I also have Vaulting Impact. This is like a meme because it's so slow even with the attack speed. It's only really useful for like breaches like this, where it's a really open area and you know you're not gonna die during like long attack time. Yeah, breaches are still very beautiful. Is that a boss? I think that's the boss, isn't it? Yeah, that's pretty much it for the build. Has really good AoE, really good damage, decently tanky, and yeah, I'm really happy with it. You could for sure spend extra money, get like Gastromentis, get like really good breach rings, but it's so overkill. As you can see, there's like not that hard content in the game yet. But yeah, I'm really happy with the build, so let me know what you think, and I will see you soon.